iOS 26 is packed with new features and changes. We already know that. It's only beta 2, and we have actually been able to discover probably until now around 300 new features and changes that Apple has added to this update. Of course, we have a brand new design, but there's also a ton of new features, and there is more coming as we are just on beta 2, so we have a lot more coming, a lot of improvements and new features. But this update again just keeps giving. We have a lot more features here to talk about, but first of all, let's talk about the performance and the battery that we're currently getting on iOS 26 beta 2. So as we have talked also before, the performance is actually really good, at least when it comes to numbers. This is the Geekbench score that I got on iOS 26 beta 2, and you can see the huge improvement here when you compare it to the first beta, and hopefully it will improve also with the third beta. Now it's great, of course it's a beta and it's still on its early stages, it's only beta 2, so when using it on everyday basis you will have of course a few problems here and there, a few like resprings, a few like freezings of the screen. Of course the device gets heated quite a lot, so that's probably one of the main issues on iOS 26 when it comes to performance. It actually does heat up a lot. Hopefully that will be fixed with the third beta. Now that is probably one of the two problems that I think should keep you away from installing iOS 26 on your device currently. So that's number one, and then number two is battery. The battery is also of course not that great. And you can see right here the battery page here doesn't actually show anything, it's bugged out, but it's not that great, and you can expect that to happen with a second beta. Hopefully it will be improved with the next beta that should come out really soon, and then the public beta as well. But currently it's not that great. I'd say it's average, but again the heating is probably the main issue with iOS 26. That way of course it does contribute a lot also on the battery drain, because when the device is hot all the time it will drain and also damage the battery of your device. But again, there are a lot more positive things to talk about here. We have a ton of new features and changes, so let's go ahead and talk about some of those. So right here, if we go and try to edit something on the Photos app, you will notice a new thing here. So if I just go to edit this picture and I tap right there on the three dots, you can see now we have a section for appearance. This is where I can change the appearance of the editing screen right here. Now I can choose to be on the same appearance as the system, so if I have the dark mode enabled it will be dark mode, light mode it will be on the light mode, or I can change that so if I choose dark mode here it doesn't matter whether I'm on the light or the dark mode. Whenever I go to edit a picture it will actually be on the light mode, which is pretty awesome. Now another thing I really like here is the new animations that Apple has added to the Photos app on iOS 26. So if I just go ahead and open a picture, you will notice that animation right there. You can see the buttons, how cool that looks. That liquid glass really looks awesome, especially on the Photos app, and with these buttons it actually looks pretty nice. So whenever you show them and hide them you will get that really nice animation. There are also new features we have discovered on the podcast app. First of all, when you go to edit the playback speed here, you can actually set a custom speed. So you will have a few presets here that you can choose from, or you can just tap and hold here and then it will show you the slider which allows you to choose the speed from up to 3x right here. So any speed you want, you can basically just adjust it using that slider. Now another thing you will notice right here is that when you set custom settings here, it will actually sometimes show you a pop-up which will allow you to save that custom setting for that show. So for that specific podcast you will always then have that setting, but it will also give you a button right here to reset to default. But again, once you apply that, it won't apply to your podcast app, it will just apply to that specific show you're watching. Now this is also really cool on the Mail app. When you go into an email on your inbox and you have all the other unread emails, right there at the top it has that new way of showing you how many other emails you have unread on that inbox. You can see right there at the top where the arrow is to go back on the inbox, it also displays the number of unread emails. Now, one of my favorite features of iOS 26 is the new preview app. You will have a ton of new features here. Like you can see, if I open an image right here on the preview app, what I can do now is actually crop it, and when I tap there, you can see this cool feature, which I believe should be also on the Photos app. It would be useful. You can see it will actually show the resolution of the picture right there. So you can see right there the corner, and of course once I adjust the crop here, it will dynamically change the numbers right there and show you basically the size that you're cropping. Really useful. Also, if I go there, you can see I can go ahead and now flip horizontally or vertically the image, so I can do that directly from here. Very nice feature, very easy to do. Of course, if you just want to flip an image, just basically open it on the preview app. And you will also get a button right here, this little information button that will show you all the details for any image or any document that you have opened on the preview app. So you can see right here from the name to the size to the date it was created and modified, and you can see all the different informations, basically every metadata information that you need to know about any document that you open with the new preview app. And here we have another change for the keyboard. We basically have a new UI here. When you tap and hold to go to the settings of the keyboard, you can go to the settings or switch between your keyboards or switch to the smaller keyboards. We have an updated UI for that section as well. So these are some amazing new features that we have been able to discover on the second beta of iOS 26. But when can we expect the third beta and of course then the public beta? Well, Apple is of course still on a 2-week schedule when releasing iOS 26 betas. So the last beta was released on the 23rd, so now we can expect the third beta to be released on the 7th. So this upcoming week, most likely it will be on the Monday, Apple will release the third beta of iOS 26, and then the public beta should come a week after that, as usually Apple has done that in the past few years. So expect the 14th or maybe the 15th of July to be the dates when Apple will actually release a first public beta for the public to test it, even though of course right now everyone can actually go ahead and update to iOS 26. But again, the public beta is basically the best time that I think for most users to actually get into this like beta cycle. Even though you can install it right now, I wouldn't recommend it, especially if you have just one device and you're trying to install this update on your daily device. It will probably not be a good idea because the battery life is not that good and you will have a few bugs here and there, and again the heating of the device is actually a real problem. So by the time that Apple releases the public beta, I think this update should be actually stable enough and of course be like better in battery life and performance for the public to test it. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did and you want to see more iOS 26 features and updates and everything else, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video as it helps out a lot, and I will see you on the next one.